Welcome to your deep dive today. We're really diving into some choppy waters today. We're going to be talking about all those legal issues that can really make or break a small business.
And it's really interesting because I think so often, we think about these big legal battles and stuff as something that, only the big corporations have to worry about with the fancy lawyers. But really, when you look at it, legal issues hit small businesses just as hard, if not harder.
Totally agree.
Mm.
And we're not just talking hypotheticals here, right?
Yeah.
We're diving into real-life stories, the kind that keep you up at night. We'll unpack the impact of employee disputes,
Yeah.
the fine print in contracts that can really come back to bite you, the wild west of intellectual property, and of course the maze of regulations that just seems to be constantly changing.
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny is that these are not just headaches. They directly affect your bottom line.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking real world financial consequences, that can make or break your dreams. But don't worry, we're here to kind of equip you with the knowledge that you need to navigate these treacherous waters.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's jump right in. First up, the people side of business, where things can get messy fast. Employment law.
Oh, yeah. Think about it. Every interaction you have with your employees, from hiring to firing, is governed by this complex web of laws. And even a seemingly minor misstep can snowball into a major legal battle.
Yeah, it's like walking a tightrope. One wrong step and you can just go tumbling down. For instance, we came across a story about an employee who was owed just a couple $1,000s in commissions. Seems straightforward, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Well, it turned into this full-blown dispute. But get this, with the right legal strategy, he ended up receiving $11,000.
Wow. That's a big difference. And I think that really highlights how crucial it is to understand these nuances of employment law. Because what most people don't realize is that there are specific legal mechanisms that often are overlooked that can really significantly impact the outcome of these disputes.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that knowledge is power. And it's not just about unpaid commissions. It's wrongful termination,
Yep.
wage disputes, discrimination. These aren't just legal terms. They represent real people's livelihoods.
Absolutely.
And they can really damage a business's reputation and finances.
Absolutely. And speaking of shaky foundations, let's move on to contracts. They're kind of like the bedrock of any business relationship.
Or contracts. Those endless pages of legalese?
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you need a law degree just to understand them. But the truth is, even a small crack in a contract can bring the whole house down.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. And, we found this case where this business owner was selling their property, and the buyer almost backed out at the last minute because of a city tax issue. Turns out the seller had proof that they'd paid, but they needed legal help to kind of present that proof in a way that satisfied everyone involved. And, without that swift legal intervention, the entire sale would have fallen apart.
That's a classic example of how time is so critical in legal matters.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around and hope things will sort themselves out.
Yeah.
And we see this all the time. Breach of contract, non-payment. These are situations where having legal expertise on your side can really be the difference between success and, complete disaster.
Absolutely. And now, for something that I think is particularly relevant in today's world, intellectual property,
Yeah.
this is about protecting what makes your business unique, your creative heart and soul.
Right, because in a world where ideas are currency, safeguarding your intellectual property is just non-negotiable. We came across a story about a DJ who had his equipment damaged at an event, and the venue was trying to dodge responsibility. It wasn't until a lawyer got involved that they actually took the issue seriously. Sometimes just having legal representation is enough to make people do the right thing.
It's fascinating how just that involvement can change the whole dynamic. But the real takeaway here is the importance of proactively protecting your creations, whether it's through patents, trademarks, or copyrights, because each one serves a specific purpose. And, understanding these nuances can save you from headaches down the road. For example, did you know that patents aren't just for physical inventions? They can protect unique processes and software as well.
See, there you go. That's the kind of knowledge that can make all the difference. Now let's venture into the territory that can make even the most experienced entrepreneur feel lost. Regulatory compliance. It's a jungle out there with government agencies and regulations just lurking around every corner.
Imagine it as this constantly evolving puzzle with new pieces being added all the time. Trying to navigate this landscape can be so daunting, and the consequences of non-compliance can be severe. We actually came across a situation where a business owner was facing constant harassment from their HOA about their dog, and a simple letter from their lawyer clarifying the relevant HOA regulations and the owner's compliance made the issue disappear.
It's amazing how a little legal clarity can cut through all that noise and having that legal safety net, especially when it comes to licensing permits. And those ever-changing industry-specific rules can truly provide peace of mind.
Absolutely. And just as we protect our businesses, there are laws in place to ensure businesses act responsibly towards their customers, consumer protection laws.
It's a two-way street. Businesses have a responsibility to treat customers fairly, and these laws hold them accountable.
Yeah, we found this shocking case, actually, where a business owner was dealing with a mortgage company that froze their escrow account without any notice.
Oh, wow.
This led to nearly $16,000 in back taxes.
Oh, my God.
Thankfully, legal intervention helped to resolve the situation and get their finances back on track.
That's terrifying. Imagine the stress and the financial strain. Cases like this really underscore how crucial consumer protection laws are. They're not just abstract concepts, they have a tangible impact on people's lives and businesses.
Indeed, they protect against issues like false advertising, unfair debt collection practices, which can erode consumer trust and ultimately damage a business's hard-earned reputation.
So as we can see these seemingly separate areas of law, employment, contracts, intellectual property regulations, and consumer protection all have this common thread. They can create real and costly problems for small business owners.
And, the thing is, most business owners don't realize the full extent of these potential pitfalls until it's too late.
As we delve deeper into these real-life legal battles,
Yeah.
it's really striking how the financial fallout can be so immense. We're not just talking about legal fees here.
Right.
We're talking about the ripple effect these issues have on your entire business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about lost sales and revenue when you have contracts go sour, the hit to your brand's reputation when consumer complaints start piling up, and those hefty fines and penalties for regulatory slip-ups, and let's not forget the legal defense costs that can pile up even if you win a case.
Oh, absolutely. It's like this financial whirlwind just pulling you further and further away from your goals. It makes you wonder if these legal landmines are so prevalent and potentially devastating, why aren't more businesses prepared?
Yeah, that's a question that baffles me too, especially when you consider that over 4.4 million people in the USA have already discovered a solution.
Really?
Yeah, they're part of this movement, quietly safeguarding themselves against these very challenges that we've been talking about.
Wait, 4.4 million? That's a huge number. It sounds like there's this open secret out there, a secret weapon that most business owners are completely unaware of.
It's almost like this exclusive club, but the membership is surprisingly accessible and affordable regardless of your business size.
Now, you've got me really intrigued.
Yeah.
So what exactly is this secret weapon? What's the key to unlocking this legal peace of mind?
Well, it's not like a magic wand or a one-size-fits-all product. It's really a fundamental shift in mindset. It's about recognizing that legal preparedness isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's about understanding that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
You're right. It's about being proactive rather than reactive.
Exactly.
So how can our listener tap into this preventative approach? What are some concrete steps they can take to really shield their business from these legal storms?
It's really amazing to think that there's a solution out there already embraced by 4.4 million people, and yet it remains this hidden gem for so many business owners.
It's like having a treasure map, but never actually digging for the gold.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So how do we start building this fortress? Where do we find the right tools and blueprints?
Well, the first step is to kind of ditch the DIY mentality. I mean, we wouldn't try to perform surgery on ourselves, right?
Right.
We seek out an expert. And the same applies to the legal realm. There are organizations out there dedicated to providing affordable legal solutions specifically for small businesses. Okay, so it's like having a legal expert on speed dial, ready to provide guidance and support whenever you need it.
Precisely. And these organizations can connect you with experienced lawyers, provide insights on specific legal matters, and even help you with crucial tasks like contract review and document preparation. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have that kind of expertise in your corner.
It's like having a legal safety net catching you before you fall into those deep, dark legal pits.
Exactly. It's not just about reacting to problems, it's about preventing them altogether. So it's shifting from that reactive to a proactive approach, anticipating potential legal hurdles and having the knowledge and resources to navigate them smoothly.
So instead of waiting for that legal crisis to strike, we need to be proactive, seeking out the right resources and building that legal safety net around our businesses.
Absolutely. It's an investment in your peace of mind, your business's sustainability, and ultimately your long-term success. Remember, in the complex and ever-changing world of business, knowledge is power. And when it comes to legal matters, having the right knowledge can really be the ultimate game changer.
Well, if 4.4 million people have already discovered this solution, it's time for all of us to unlock this open secret. It's time to prioritize legal preparedness and build that unshakable foundation for our businesses. So what's the next step? How can our listeners tap into this wealth of knowledge and resources?
You know, it's simple. Just connect with us. We're here to provide you with the information and guidance you need to really embark on this journey of legal empowerment.
Remember, in the world of business, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. And with the right legal protection in place, you can face the future with confidence knowing you've built your business on solid ground. Well, that's all for our deep dive today. We hope this has been informative and empowering, giving you a fresh perspective on the importance of legal preparedness.
And you know, if you're ready to take control of your legal destiny, don't wait another minute. Reach out, explore your options, and discover the power of proactive legal protection.
Until next time, remember, in a world full of risks, knowledge is your best defense.